What's up everyone, my name is Alpha and today we're back with another Pokemon Challenge video. Today we're on Pokemon Sun and Moon, well, Pokemon Sun. And today's challenge will be, can I beat Pokemon Sun Hardcore Nuzlocke using only fairy type Pokemon? Now before we get into the video and the rules of all this video was actually sponsored by Aura. Do you know what's the fastest growing crime in America is? Identity theft. There is a new victim every 14 seconds. I mean, last month I had to replace my credit card because someone stole $14.25 to buy Raising Cane's from me in New Mexico. Yeah, these things actually happen and it happens a lot. But that's why I'm excited to partner with today's sponsor, Aura. Aura is identity theft protection, fraud monitoring, VPN, password management, antivirus software, all combined in one easy use of an app. Most likely you have one of these services already, but if you don't have all the tools, then you're just asking to get messed with. It's a scary world out there, but Aura is here to secure you. Imagine trying to log into your email one day only to see that your password was changed right under you. I'm not gonna lie, this is not in the script for the ad. This actually did happen to me. Google has not helped out at all. I tried to recover it. Google has never responded to me. If you ever lose it and you don't have some kind of protection like Aura, I think it's just lost. I still don't have my Google account because of Google. I'm kind of glad Aura reached out with a sponsorship with me because it seems like I have multiple occasions where I am very vulnerable from identity thefts. Thankfully, Aura monitors the dark web for your emails, password, and social security numbers and sends alerts fast to your phone and email. Aura gives you near real-time alerts on suspicious credit inquiries, like if someone's trying to open up a loan or credit line in your name. And Aura's VPN allows you to stay anonymous online by encrypting your browsing history and personal information. So go to today's sponsor at aura.com/eralpha to try 14 days for free and to protect yourself from America's fastest growing crime and to support the channel and me. As a win-win for everyone. Thank you so much to Aura for sponsoring this video. If you guys can, please click the links down below in the description and the comment section for my referral link to Aura. They'll grant you a free 2 weeks trial. It will really help me out if you guys can. And if you guys do sign up for a free trial, let me know in the comments or on Twitter and I'll try to prioritize your nicknames instead. I am a sellout, but a sellout works. Anyways, let's get into the rules of this video. The rules are on screen right now. It's a hardcore Nuzlocke using only fairy type shiny Pokemon, and also the most important rule of the game that's not stated here. Each of my Pokemon will be nicknamed after you guys in the comments. So thanks so much for leaving a comment in the previous challenge video. If you guys want to be nicknamed after your future Pokemon in my future challenge videos, just drop in comments and hopefully I'll pick yours. And while you're down here, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me that you guys support these videos and all my videos on my channel. And let's get into the video finally. Let's start off. There is kind of a fairy type shiny Pokemon in our game. There is Poplio that evolves into Primarina. That is going to be a water fairy type, but Poplio and its middle stage evolution Brione is not a fairy type Pokemon, but we'll count it because they evolve into a fairy type eventually, so we'll just count it for now. So this is gonna be our first Pokemon. We're gonna have to go shiny hunt in the longest cutscene possible for them, but eventually we do find them. And I swear I could have found this multiple times because the shiny version of Poplio isn't that special, so it's hard to really notice at all. I was about to soft reset and it looked a little bit different, but luckily enough I caught it, and now we can move on past the tutorial of the game. The tutorial is pretty easy as we could beat through How. But the teacher, the principal in the Pokemon school is pretty difficult. We almost actually lost to him, but lucky enough we do beat her and we can move on into Route 2. In Route 2, we're able to find ourselves our second shiny type Pokemon in the game. The second fairy type shiny Pokemon we can find in here is going to be a Cutiefly, which actually is only found on this side of the route, not in the bottom side of the route, but we're able to find ourselves a shiny Cutiefly. Not the best shiny Pokemon, I must say. Its evolution is pretty good. Rabombi is a really good Pokemon, and luckily enough, we catch this Cutiefly, and it does evolve pretty early in the game. We're able to add that to our team and head into the very first trial of the game, where we're going to face off against the normal type trial. The first totem Pokemon we're going to face off against is going to be this Gumshoos. And this Gumshoos isn't actually that difficult. It's going to lower my defense multiple times, but as you can see, Struggle Bug is actually a dual hitting move and actually hits both Pokemon at the same time. I'm able to force shut down the Gumshoos, which is kind of impressive, as I also knocked out the Yungoos and it doesn't do any damage to me until the very end with Super Fang, and all that was for nothing. So we're able to beat down the totem Gumshoos pretty easily. After that, we have access to Melee Garden, which is going to be this yellow flower route. Has pretty cool Pokemon. There is a pretty cool shiny Pokemon in here. That's Oricorio, the yellow ones. I actually encountered one before I found the actual shiny Pokemon I'm looking for. The actual shiny Pokemon I'm looking for is going to be Connie. Since we already caught a Cutiefly, Connie is the only fairy type Pokemon we can encounter in this route. We're able to find ourselves a Cottonee and add it to our team, which is going to be our third member of the game as we face off against Hala next. Hala is going to be the kahuna of the game, and that's what each of my level cap are going to be based off of. each of the Kahuna Grand Trials. We gotta face off against Hala, Olivia, Nanu, and Hapu. So all of them are gonna have their own level caps, and then the Elite Four obviously. So we're gonna start the battle off against Hala using my Cottonee. My Cottonee is gonna start the battle leech seeding off against the Mankey to eventually just knock him down as I'm trying to growth up. Cottonee does not do a lot of damage at all, even with Mega Drain. I think this is before Mega Drain's buff, or was Mega Drain ever buffed? Because this thing is actually a garbage move. But regardless of that, we're able to just chip down the Makuhita as well, and we're able to get our HP back from him because he's just using Sand Attack against us. So we're able to get basically up to 4 HP against the Makuhita. His final Pokemon will be a Crab Brawler, which actually has a Z move attached to him, but since we're a Fairy type Pokemon, his fighting Z move, All Out Pummeling, will do no damage to me at all, as you can see. So we're able to just attack him down, but unfortunately, as you can see, he is getting his attack stat up. And luckily enough, we are barely able to beat him out, hit our final attack against him with Fairy Wind, and we're able to move on against Hala, beat down Hala, and we can move on into Akala Island. Now in Akala Island, there is a new Pokemon for us to capture in Route 4. In this route, you can find yourselves an Igglybuff or an Eevee. I'm looking for an Eevee, but doesn't matter which one I get because it's still going to be a Fairy type Pokemon. We're able to find ourselves a shiny Eevee, which is actually pretty nice. Eevee itself is not going to be a Fairy type Pokemon, but it will have the chance to evolve into a Fairy type Pokemon. So we're going to add that to our team and save it for later. And then from there we can move on into the water trial of the game. Before we head into the totem fight, we're going to get our TM for Skull real quick to add to our Brioni, and then finally head into the next totem fight against the Wishy-Washy over here. Now this Wishy-Washy fight is not too difficult, as I sent out my Grass type Cottonee against. I'm gonna leech seed both the Wishy-Washys, the tiny one and the big one. We're able to regenerate health consistently, as we're able to also Mega Drain down him. And even though they have a lot of HP, this Wishy-Washy does, I'm just not gonna die ever. Connie has infinite HP with both Leech Seed just sucking up HP for me, and eventually I am able to knock out the Wishy-Washy. And we beat down the second totem Pokemon in the game, as we're given access into the Water Crystal, the Water Z-Move Crystal. So we're able to power up our water moves, and as well after the water trial, we're able to go back in here and search for our next Fairy type Pokemon. Our next Fairy type Pokemon is going to be in Brooklyn Hill. We're able to find ourselves a shiny Merlot, which will evolve into a Shiinotic. Both are Fairy type Pokemon, and this is going to be our first shiny encounter. We're able to capture it, add it to our team, and head into the fire trial next. The fire trial is going to be kind of difficult. This shouldn't be too difficult since we have a water type Brioni, and we're able to beat down the Marowaks here. Luckily, they don't do too much damage against me. Actually, they don't do damage against me at all. We also face down against the Hiker, which is pretty easy. We take minimum damage, and we face off against the Totem Salazzle next. This Salazzle is going to do a little bit of damage to start the battle off against us, but then we're going to Water Z-Move into him. Z-Move Scald will actually one-shot down the Salazzle, and it's dead. That's all it is. We're able to beat down the Salazzle in one shot and clear through the fire trial. And now we can move on and evolve our Merlot into Shiinotic, which is nice. And then from there, and we're going to go out and start playing with our Eevee a little bit more to get its affection up. This will allow us to evolve it into a Sylveon right quickly. And this will evolve our Cutiefly into a Rabombi, just in time for the next trial of the game, where we're going to face off against the Lurantis in the grass trial. This Totem Lurantis always gives me a bit of trouble, but apparently not this time because my favorite type team is pretty strong. I'm going to send out my Rabombi next to just Pollen Puff into the Lurantis. I take a Razor Leaf. I'm surprised they don't have Z moves themselves because they are the Totem Pokemon, and we end up one-shotting down the Lurantis with a Pollen Puff from my Rabombi, which is surprising because I didn't think that would actually happen. So we end up clearing through all 3 trials pretty easily from this place. We also spent a lot of time. We spent over 3 hours trying to shiny hunt into a Comfey here. Comfey was not work. I could not find a Comfey for my life. Finding a Comfey itself is impossible here too, so I gave up on it, and we're gonna go out into our grand trial. We're gonna face off against Olivia next. Olivia is gonna be the Kahuna of Akala Island, so we're gonna start the battle off against her using my Cottonee to just Giga Drain down in those pass. Giga Drain is miles ahead of Mega Drain, as obviously in his name, but Giga Drain is like double the power of Mega Drain, which Mega Drain is only like 40 power in this game. It's so annoying. We're able to beat down Bodor and Nosepass of her team, and then she's going to switch out into her Lycanroc, which I'm at full HP. Obviously expected to just get Z-move. I do have the Eviolite on. He's going to hit me with an actual Smackdown, and then at this point, I'm kind of worried. I'm like, can I even take a hit anymore? Because this Z-move might actually hurt. I decided to switch out into my Shiinotics next. He gets hit with a Rock Throw, and then I regain some HP. I don't feel safe about the Z-move, and it just keeps trying to Rock Throw me as I switch out to my Sylveon as well, and eventually it is going to Z-move me. But before again, I actually lower his attack stat, so we're able to just survive barely because of that. And finally, we bait out the Z-move, and we can switch out my Pokemon into my Brioni to knock out the Lycanroc, and we end up beating Olivia without losing a single Pokemon. So I don't know why it took forever for her to use her Z move, but eventually we were able to bait it out and we beat her down. Next up, we move out into Ula Island, I believe. Ula Island, we're going to face off against the Electric Trial of the game. We're going to clear through the Vikavolt pretty easily. Pretty easily is a rough term. Like, my Pokemon is still getting beat up. Like, my Shiinotic gets a Lucky Sleep Powder on the Vikavolt. I switch it out into my Brione to just Water Z move into him to knock him out in one shot. And we end up pretty much clearing this. I mean, Charge Bug just stuns me, and I got a Brione almost went down to a Charge Bug, which is annoying, so I had to switch out into my Sylveon to knock him out. And after this trial, we actually go into the Power Plant, get ourselves a Sunstone, evolve our Conny into a Whimsicott finally. So we have 2 Grass and Fairy type Pokemon on my team. And also, we can move out and evolve our Brione into a Primarina, which is finally, it gets a Fairy typing on him. So it fits into the video now. But I didn't know it had blonde hair. Do you guys know it had blonde hair? What? It's like a mermaid now. Anyways, moving on, we're going to go into the hardest trial in the game, in my opinion. We're going to go into the Ghost Trial. We're going to face off against the Totem Mimikyu, which is going to be very difficult. We have the bait out its disguise, and also it has a very strong attack stat. So we start the battle off against him using my Rabombi to just Bug Buzz to break his disguise. Simple. Next up is going to call his ally, it's going to call his Haunter. I'm going to stay in, I'm going to try to do some chip damage against him using Psychic, trying to lower his special defense. Luckily enough, the Haunter only went for a lick and did not go for a Nightshade to knock out my Rabombi. I was okay with losing Rabombi, but I decided to go switch out into my Shiinotics, sack basically my Shiinotic because it goes for a Nightshade this time, and I'll play rough, and Shiinotic goes down. I decided to go out into my Primarina next. I dodged the Hypnosis from the Haunter, which is fantastic. Don't dodge the play rough though. I'm able to Water Z move into Mimikyu to knock him out finally, and we end up beating through the Ghost Trial. Well, obviously we got to clear through the Haunter, but Mimikyu, the hardest part is gone. We dodged the Hypnosis just barely. This could have went really badly if I didn't dodge the Hypnosis, but we're able to knock out the Haunter and clear through the Ghost Trial of the game. From there, we're going to go back out and go into the Mart again, the Haunted Mega Mart of this game. We're looking for Mimikyu's 5% encounter rate. If we get this and a shiny version of it, we'll be golden. But also, we can't guarantee that because there's another Fairy type Pokemon in here. There is Klefki's. And unfortunately, we find ourselves a shiny Klefki instead of a shiny Mimikyu, which is so annoying. We have to catch the shiny Klefki, which is unfortunate. I really wanted the Mimikyu, but fortunately we couldn't get it for our run. From there though, we're going to go out and catch ourselves a shiny Cleffa as well to round out our team. This is on Mount Hokulani, I think. Hokulani? It's on the mountain where you fight against the Electric Trial. You guys should know by now. You guys play the games. Anyways, we're going to face off against Guzman next, and our Rabombi just clears through him without any issues at all and beat down Guzman's entire team. I have this rash, this skin rash is going on my arm and my legs so far. It's very annoying. I need to get some medication. I just want to bring my personal life into this because as recording, I'm itching myself. It's like, it's burning my skin, which is unfortunate. That's why I'm begging you guys to get the sponsor. I need this medication. I need the medication money. No, I'm kidding. But it would mean a lot to me if you guys do click the link in the description. Little extra plug. They're not even paying me for that part. It would really help me out if you guys click the link. They're actually paying me for each person that signs up and starts a free trial with them. If you guys can, it will really help me out. Anyways, let's go back into the video. So from here, we're going to face off against the Grand Trial in Ula Island. We're going to face off against Nanu next. Nanu is going to be the dark type Kahuna of the game. So we're going to start the battle off against him using my Rabombi to just easily go take a fake out first. I thought I had Shield Dust to block it out, but I don't think Shield Dust actually blocks it out. Anyways, Dazzling would knock out the Sableye in 2 shots, which is surprising. Should knock him out in 1 shot, but Rabombi's trash apparently. Anyways, we're gonna knock out the Sableye once it heals up, and then he's gonna switch out to his Persian, which I don't want to stay in here and sacrifice my Rabombi, so I'm gonna switch out into my Sylveon to take a Power Gem. Sylveon has a very poor move selections, as Moonblast is his only move basically. Moonblast will 1-shot the Persian, and then his final Pokemon will be a Krokorok. Normally Nanu is actually a difficult battle, but we're able to secure this win pretty easily as, well, hold on, my Sylveon, I don't want to sack my Sylveon to like an Earthquake Krokorok, so I'm gonna go out to my Whimsicott to finish the battle, and we end up beating Nanu without too many issues. From there though, we're gonna face off against Lusamine, and it's not a difficult battle at all. We just cleared through here, super simple. So from here, we're gonna face off against the final Grand Trial of the game in Vast Pony Island. Is that what it's called? I forgot what the island's called. But anyways, we're gonna face off against Hapu next. Hapu is the ground type Grand Trial Kahuna of the game. We're gonna start the battle off against her using my Primarina against her Alolan Duck Trio. We're just gonna easily 1-shot it. I think Sparkling Aria 1-shots it. Sparkling Aria does 1-shot the Duck Trio. Next up, she switch out into her Mudsdale. I'm gonna Z move into her as I'm pretty sure I outspeed. Yep. And then 1-shot it because it's a Mudsdale. It's not going to survive a Z-move Hydro Vortex. As we're able to knock out the Mudsdale, her next Pokemon will be a Flygon. I'm also easily getting knocked out in 2 shots or 1 shot. Super simple. Gastrodon comes out, go out to my Whimsicott. Whimsicott's my guy. Knock him out, 2 shots. End up beating Hapu without any issues at all. I actually prefer gyms over the Kahuna fight. I'm glad they went back to gyms, but I mean, it was a nice addition. It was a nice change of pace. I just like gyms. Anyways, we're clear through the grand trial of the game, and we head into the final trial of the game, where we face off against the very difficult Komoho. He was threatening. He has a very cool entrance. Unfortunately, I'm a fairy type mono team. I sent out my Primarina because it's my favorite Pokemon on my team right now. Moonblast will actually just one-shot the Komoho, which is unfortunate for him, but he has to go down. So one-shot the Komoho, and there it goes. Anyways, from there, we're going to face off against Lusamine in the underworld in this crazy place. We're going to start the battle off against her using my Primarina against her Clefable. We're going to Psychic into her and then switch out into my Ribombee to get set up. And eventually, we're able to just knock down everything on our team. As we're able to knock out the Clefable, as eventually after 20 turns of setting up and going back and forth with the Clefable, I'm able to knock out the Clefable with a Moonblast. And then she switched out to her Mismagius, which I'm just going to set up in front of because it's going to decide to use Pain Split and then heal me. So I'm able to just knock her out in the following turn. And that should be it. I mean, she switched out to her Milotic next. I'm able to one-shot her with a Bug Buzz, knock out the Beware in 1 shot, and her final Pokemon will be a Lilligant, which gets Bug Buzz and knocked out. And we're able to beat down Lusamine. That's it. That's the end of Lusamine. The hard battle is over. Now we move on into facing off against our rivals. We beat down our rivals pretty easily as we are barely under the level cap, which is still nice. We're going to head into the Elite Four next. Our Elite Four challenge is going to start off with facing off against Hala once again. Hala is going to be the first Elite Four member of the game. We're starting the battle off against him and his team with my Clefable. I don't think I've ever used Clefable once. Clefable is going to start the battle off against him, and he takes a hefty close combat. I thought he's going to take close combat a little bit better than that. I am able to outspeed him, so I'm just going to keep moonlighting up, and he's going to close combat me, basically just beat me down at any time he wants. So I'm just going to Moonblast, knock out the Hariyama. He then is going to switch out to his Crabominal, which I could go out to my Primarina to take any hits from him and then Moonblast into him. One-shot him. His next Pokemon is going to be a Primate, which I assume I could one-shot him, which I do end up knocking him out. And then his next Pokemon will be a Beware. I didn't want to possibly run the risk of him surviving and then he's going for like a double edge to knock me out, so I decided to go out into my Klefki first, take a Hammer Arm. Did not take it too well, but I could go out to my Sylveon next, take a Hammer Arm, and then I can Moonblast into him to knock him out in 1 shot. His next Pokemon will be a Poliwrath, which hits me with a hefty waterfall as my Moonblast does not knock him out, so I gotta switch out my Pokemon. I went out to my Whimsicott next, take a waterfall, and finally Giga Drain him up and Moonblast to knock him out. Lucky enough, we didn't lose a single Pokemon against Hala, which we shouldn't because he's the fighting type Elite Four member. But anyways, we're gonna move on and face off against the rock type Elite Four member next. We're gonna face off against Olivia next. Olivia is going to be the rock type Elite Four member of the game. We're gonna start the battle off against her using my Clefable once again. We're gonna cheese this battle because I feel like this battle is gonna be difficult if I don't. We're in Cosmic Power twice in front of the Relicanth and then try to go for Charge Beam boost against her. As my HP is going down a little bit, I gotta go out for a Moonlight, and she can't do too much damage against me. She only has Ancient Power and Hydro Pump, so these aren't too threatening moves, as eventually I'm just gonna keep setting up once I wake up, and I get the special attack boost multiple times. And finally, I am able to knock out the Relicanth. Just gotta speed it through a little bit more. And since I have so many defense buffs up, I'm pretty sure I could take this Continental Crunch pretty easily. I am able to take one, and she lives a Moonblast, so that's kind of surprising. So I go out for another Moonblast. I should actually heal there, but I was pretty confident I could survive a Stone Edge. Luckily enough, I didn't need to, and I would knock out the Lycan Rock, playing with fire a little bit. She then goes out to her Carbink next, which I'm just gonna Moonlight up against, and I can survive any hits against her, and eventually just Moonblast her twice. I'm going for the greedy play of Charge Beaming and then Moonblasting, and eventually I'll knock out the Carbink, get another special attack boost, go for another Moonlight against the Probopass. Even though I get Thunder Wave, I'm pretty sure I can survive any move. I am able to get it down to lower HP. I could have risked it, but I decided not to. I'm gonna go out to my Primarina against the Probopass to Sparkling Aria to knock him out in 1 shot. And then her next Pokemon will be a Golem, which I could stay in, but I don't want to risk it. I go out to my Whimsicott next, take a Thunder Punch, and eventually will knock out the Golem with my Whimsicott. Super nifty. 2 Elite Four members down as we clear through Olivia. Next up, we're going to face off against the Ghost Elite Four member of the game. We're going to start the battle off against her using my Primarina against her Sableye. It's going to fake out me. Obviously, that's all it does. Anyways, from there, I'm going to Moonblast into the Sableye. Even though it's going to confuse me, it's going to hit Okay, myself in confusion, but eventually I'm going to one-shot the Sableye down. She then goes out to her Delmice, which is quite annoying. I decide to go out into my Klefki, just take an energy ball, and I could double back out into my Whimsicott, which would take a Shadow Ball, which is not what I wanted to do, but I messed up a little bit. I go for a Hurricane against the Delmice and then get slammed in the face. I go for another Hurricane, it dodges of course, and now I can't risk my Whimsicott because it decided to miss a Hurricane. Anyways, I go out to my Ribombee next, I take a Slam, and then I could Quiver Dance once against him, which is a big Pog move from me. I take another Slam, and then Bug Buzz will knock out the Delmice. And then her next Pokemon will be a Frostless, which is kind of annoying. I decided to go out into my Klefki. I went into my Klefki, and then it took a Shadow Ball. It lowered its special defense. Okay, so okay, but then it misses Mirror Shot, and at this point, I'm in a bad situation because I feel like something might die on me. So I go out into my Sylveon, it lowers his special defense as well, and now I'm in a really bad situation. I decided to stay in, use up my Sylveon's HP, and just do some chip damage against the Frostless since I know I can't one-shot it. And then I decided to go out into my Clefable to Moonblast into him. Luckily, I snapped out of confusion, and I'm able to knock him out. And then her next Pokemon will be a Palossand. I know I could switch it into my Primarina, which maybe isn't the best play in hindsight, but I go out into my Primarina to take the Earth Power, and I knew I could live it. Unfortunately, it crit me. So now I'm very mad because she has one more Pokemon after this. I Sparkling Aria to knock her out, and I'm very afraid that I'm not going to outspeed the Drifloon, and also I'm pretty certain I can't live a hit against the Drifloon. So I can't go for a Hydro Vortex because I'm afraid I'm going to be slower than Drifloon. I decided to go out into my Clefable to go for a Moonblast. Unfortunately, it goes for an Ominous Wind and boosts itself, so it gets a +1 and everything. Luckily enough, I'm able to Moonblast and lower his special attack, but the damage has already been done. She's faster than me for sure now. She has more defense, and she has a neutral special attack because I lower her special attack. I go out to my Klefki to sack it because I don't need this thing. This thing's awful. So I sack my Klefki, which is unfortunate. I have to sack someone. I go out to my Sylveon next and Moonblast into the Drifloon, lower his special attack once more, and that will allow me to just keep hitting it as it can't do enough damage against me, which is lucky enough. And for some reason, this Drifloon, I think it ran out of moves because it just didn't attack me ever again. We're able to knock out the Drifloon and knock out the third Elite Four member, losing one member, but that's fine. We gotta get through the game. Next up, we're gonna face off against the Flying type Elite Four member of the game. We're gonna start the battle off against her Skarmory using her Primarina. We're gonna try to Sing her so we can avoid the Stealth Rocks. Unfortunately, I went for a Sing and it hits me, and I missed my Sing. And now I can't even, now it says those spikes anyways, and I put it to sleep after that. So unfortunately, I should have just went for a Sparkling Aria and then an Aqua Jet. Would have made more sense. From there, she's going to switch out to her Mandibles next. I am able to knock her down pretty easily with Moonblast, and I have a Citrus Berry on for this fight because 2 of my members on my team are super weak to flying, so I feel like it's only 3 members on my team for this battle. I am able to knock out the Mandibles pretty easily, and then her next Pokemon will be a Crobat, which I misplay, and I went for a Moonblast against her, and then I took a Supersonic. Lucky enough, I break through Confusion. It's the second time around, and then I'm able to Sparkling Aria to knock out the Crobat. Her next Pokemon is going to be a Toucannon, which I thought was going to go for a Z move Flying, and it didn't. It go for a Beak Blast, and well, I was going to sack Whimsicott anyways. Someone had to be sacked here. I go out to my Clefable next. I decided to Moonblast into him, 2 Moonblasts, as he sets up for a Beak Blast, as I'm able to knock out the Toucannon. And her final Pokemon will be an Oricorio, a Fire type one, and we're able to basically beat it down. I mean, we're just Moonblast into it. I wish I had Thunder Wave on my Clefable, but you know, things happen. I am able to get a Charge Beam off against her, and then I will switch out into my Sylveon. My Sylveons can take any hits from the Oricorio, and we just need 1 Moonblast to knock her out, and we hit her with 1, luckily enough. And then from there, we're going to go out into the Champion's Throne. We're going to face off against the final member of the Elite Four. We're going to face off against Professor Kukui. We're going to start the battle off against Professor Kukui using my Primarina. We're going to Sparkling Aria into him as he goes for Stealth Rocks, which is unfortunate, which he attacked me instead. But we knock out the Lycanroc in 1 shot. His next Pokemon is going to be a Magnezone. I go for a Sparkling Aria against him. He actually goes for a Thunder Wave against me, and then a Thunderbolt. Luckily enough, I survive it. Sparkling Aria will knock him out. At this point, I'm just going to sack my Primarina as he goes out into his Decidueye. His Decidueye is, well, I get paralyzed, but he goes for a Z move against me, which is interesting. So he wasted his Z move against me. That's fine. I'm going to go out into my Sylveon against him. I'm going to Moonblast into him as he goes out for a Leaf Blade, which almost one-shots me. And I can go out to my Ribombee. Unfortunately, Stealth Rocks is up, so I take a lot of damage from him. I'm going to go for a Z Twinkle Tackle because I don't think I could one-shot him at all. But his Decidueye is gone. 3 of his members are gone now. That's not bad. He goes out to his Braviary next. His Braviary is going to knock out my poor Ribombee, which I couldn't do anything about. But my final member on my team is going to be Clefable. Clefable is actually a pretty good Pokemon here because I'm able to custom power up boost up my defenses pretty quickly, as he's gonna Brave Bird me, activate my Q Charm, now it's in love with me, and also activate my Key Berry to boost up my defenses. And from there, I could just continuously go for Cosmic Powers up and Moonlight whenever I want, and go for Charge Beams when I need to boost my special attack, and then eventually knock out the Bravery. I know I can outspeed the Snorlax, so I'm gonna go for Moonlights against him, and then eventually I'm able to stall out to the Snorlax. He gets Q Charmed up, and then I just need to Charge Beam up. I need 2 more Charge Beam boosts, and then I'm pretty sure I can knock out the rest of his team. Once I get those 2 Charge Beam boosts, I'm able to Moonblast into the Snorlax to knock him out, and his final Pokemon will be a Ninetales, which all I gotta do is hit him with a Moonblast, and down goes the Ninetales, as we end up beating Professor Kokui. And we also end up beating Pokemon Sun Hardcore Nuzlocke using only Fairy type Pokemon. We actually went through most of the game without losing a single Pokemon. We lost Shiinotic in the worst way in the Ghost Trial, which is kind of expected at this point. Ghost Trial is pretty hard in my opinion, but unfortunately at the end we lose up all our Pokemon, which is kind of funny. It's kind of a ritual at this point. We head into the final battle and we just lose every single Pokemon possible, but we still beat the challenge. Did we choke a lot? It's okay. I don't think we choked. We didn't have too many options there. I think that's the only thing I could have done. Maybe if I started off against Lycanroc using my Clefable, but at that point, I don't know if I could even beat that. But that will wrap up this video for today. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Don't forget to click the link in the description for Aura. It means a lot to me that you guys help me out and sign up for a free trial. And as well, leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you guys are not already. My name has been Alpha. Hope you guys all had a great day, and I am out. Peace.